back to the VAR Room where Americans talk soccer. I'm your co-host today, Idris, and alongside me, Jin. How you doing today, Jin?
Football. I'm good, Idris. How are you?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. Make sure you smash that like button, We ain't seen those likes, bro. Come on, show us some love. Smash that like button,
Come
get
on,
those
man.
comments in, do what you gotta do. You know the
Yeah,
vibes,
yeah.
you know the vibes.
We vibing, our subscribers and us, we vibing. Make sure you smash that like button. You know, we
That's
always say it
that's
every week,
right.
but why don't you guys listen? No, I'm
I don't know, man.
just
I don't
playing.
know, man. But yeah, to this topic, we had to come back for a part two. That's how shit these refs are in the PL. So we're back with VAR and shit refs part two. Back again.
Back
You know.
again.
So let us know in the comments below what you think. What's your thoughts on VAR? Do you like VAR? Are you against VAR? But we're just gonna give our hot take on it, and I'm gonna start with you, Jin. What's your take on VAR and all the controversy that's been going on this week?
Bro, VAR is garbage because it's not being used correctly. It's all about people behind the room, in the VAR room, who's operating in, who's making those judgments. Also, like, referees too on the pitch. We saw with Mike Dean this week, Thomas Suchek's red card. I think that was very wrongful decision by the refs because Thomas Suchek, man, he's a tall guy. He's like 6'3", right? And then he's defending against another player from Fulham that's he's way shorter than him. And obviously he wasn't when he's taking the free kick, he's more focused on the ball than who's kicking the ball. And then he just tried to body him a little bit, but elbowed him, by accident, right? And it was definitely not violent, like violent action that was done by Suchek. Like it wasn't on purpose. Everyone knows that. But man, I just gotta say, Mike Dean just had to make a better call on that one because that is not a red card, man. And we've seen over the weeks, like every players on social media, they don't they're very against VAR. It seems like Grealish posted on his Instagram post that one time he didn't understand what was going on, with the decision, the Villa game against forgot whoever, but there was also a
Yeah, it
VAR
was
call.
against City. It was against City. Yeah, I remember that game.
Yes, against the City, right? Did the goal get disallowed on that one?
No, the goal stood, but they changed the rule after that game.
Oh, I
So
see, I see. But things like that, man. And also, like recently, Sonny's goal, against forgot which team, but it was literally tip of the toe, and they call that offside. Come on, man. We talked about this. Some people are just faster in that instant second, And how accurate is this VAR thing? Like how incremental can we go? Like it's not even up there. We can't even find out. So and like I what I don't get is it's very inconsistent. Sometimes the goals like that are given, and sometimes it's not. Like literally, like it depends on the ruler they have in the VAR room. Like if the ruler is a little bent, it's not gonna be a goal. If the ruler or paper, whatever the straight line measurement they're using, the measuring tape, it's off. Like it all depends on that and who's making that. You know, let's say the glass they have a smudge on their glasses, the VAR operator, then it's no goal. And yeah, it's really annoying. It's and players can't even celebrate, right? Like after they score, they think they scored, but it's VAR. VAR got them. It's good. I like VAR, but it's just being used without any strict guidelines. It's just going all over the places without any standardization, So it's painful to see, man. What are your thoughts, Cedars?
oh man, how long do we have for this episode? Do we got like 5 hours at least? Because that's how shit these people are, man. I don't even know where to start. And the thing is that it hasn't just been recently. It's been since last season. We've kind of seen these decisions where it's like I think it was Liverpool against Spurs last season. They ruled off a goal because his armpit was offside, apparently. I'm not sure. I think Sonny's armpit was offside. I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like in football, the attacker has to have the advantage, you know? You know, defenders are getting faster, you know, compared to the
Oh, yeah.
olden days. They're
Yeah.
getting way faster. So if it's if it's like a hair offside or like a toenail offside, you got to give the advantage to the attacker, you know? Because like, what advantage do they have now? It's not like all attackers are fast now. Even if they're fast, defenders are fast now, so they can catch up with them and stuff like that. Keepers are getting better. They're also fast. They're rushing off their line really quick. So I think that's the only thing attackers really have, you know, that like millimeter advantage over the player. It's not a lot,
Yeah.
and I understand the idea of VAR. It is a good technology, but EPL refs are just shit. It's horrible. We don't hear complaints from other leagues like La Liga. They're doing it really well. Serie A, the French league, other leagues are using it pretty well, except the EPL. Like, what is with them? And when we look at it, did you see any EPL ref in the last World Cup?
Nope.
Exactly, because they're just absolute shit. And looking at that Susek's decision, man, it just man, like it was just an accident. I don't know how you even give somebody a card for that or even call a foul, you know? It's just the coming together, really. And like you said, Susek is he's a big dude. He's tall. And Mitrovic is I don't know how tall Mitrovic is, but he's not as tall as Susek. And it was just unfortunate because, like you said, he's watching the ball. He's trying to spin off him, get that advantage. You know, sometimes you have to use your hands to like get that little separation, and it's just unfortunate. You know,
Yeah.
and he gets a red, and now he's probably because I think it's because it's a straight red. He's probably suspended for 3 games unless they appeal it. You know, and they get it overturned. And it's like decisions like these that are the fine margins. You know, because like there's some games, and I go back to last week's game against Arsenal and Wolves where we played really good in the first half, and that decision to send off David Luiz, like I understand there was David Luiz didn't make a challenge. It was a coming together. Give the penalty. Don't send him off. I would have taken the penalty, you know,
Yeah.
because we definitely dominated that game. Should have won without that. And decisions like these are what changes games, you know? That decision made us not like necessary. It honestly made us lose that game because it kind of changed the whole momentum of the game, you know, because we're a player down now and they scored. Like, give the penalty. I understand the penalty, but the red card he did. And you know the funny thing about it, about the rules also with the FA, if David Luiz tried to challenge there and he made an attempt to get the ball, he would have only gotten a yellow card. Does that make
Mhm.
any sense? He didn't even try to challenge and he got a red card. But if he did try to challenge and try to win the ball, he would only got a yellow, which makes absolutely no sense. And I think the FA needs to hold these referees accountable because it's decisions like these that can make or break teams, you know. One of them is last season, a decision that went in Aston Villa's favor that didn't get them relegated. I don't know, I forgot what game it was, but the whole ball was over the line. They went to VAR, they
Yeah.
checked it, they said it was not a goal. I think the other team ended up getting relegated. And like who knows when they're going to be back in the Premier League, you know? And it's not
Right.
like only against the big teams. Like they have financial implications for these smaller teams, you know?
Yeah.
And I think the referees get too much protection. Like Mike Dean now is going to go home, go have dinner. He's not going to get fined. And if coaches speak about this, if players speak about this, they're getting fined. I think
Yeah.
Murillo got fined. I think the Sunny one you brought up earlier, I think it was from this season, and Murillo talked about it. I think he got fined 50,000 for speaking about it, talking against the FA, and that's insane because these refs are protected for making shit calls and deciding games basically on their own, you know. And it's just really annoying because the technology. I don't know how you get worse with being like getting technology at your side, you know. They're just it just made them worse, man. And It's either
Yeah.
they. I want to say they should take away VAR, but I think they should keep it and just have. And I think I was listening to another podcast, earlier this week, and he brought up a good point. He's like, "What if we get ex-footballers, like people that have actually played the game, to be in the VAR room? You know, like because they've played the game, they know coming togethers, they know
Yeah.
fouls, they know what's a
Like a
reckless challenge.
retired player.
Yeah, like imagine if we got the likes of Rooney in the VAR room. I know he's a manager now, but like those those type of players in that and other like other players that are retired, old players that have actually played the game and know when a challenge is too tough or when it's just a coming together and stuff like that. And I think that's a really good idea, because these refs have never played the game, really.
Yeah.
Someone that they've never played the game. So it's just like now they're deciding this thing and it's not really they don't have the feel for it. They can basically swing games whatever way they want. And it's so annoying. What are your thoughts on that, having ex players in the VAR room?
Yeah. Just I don't know. I feel like even the refs are confused in terms of VAR because like there's no like strict guidelines or anything they had to follow VAR in terms of like looking at VAR. It's just that they're always the one that's making the call. So I feel like it's too yeah, they just got too much power with the VAR, the refs. I feel like it's got to be more carefully looked at and more thoroughly looked at. Not just like if you're gonna take time with the VAR, take time, because we are already taking the time and we're killing the rhythm. Why not just take a more deeper look? Take your time, But
Yeah,
I don't know,
I,
man.
and I think one of the rules that I think it's only in the EPL. I think somebody pointed this out, and it's really weird. Is that they only go to VAR if they feel it's a clear and obvious error by the referee. What do you think about that? How do you interpret a clear and obvious error by the referee
So
in
we
your
only go
personal
to
opinion?
VAR if it's an error. You're saying that's a
If
rule,
it's a if it's a
clear error.
clear in from the referee on the field. So let's say somebody goes in and tackles and slide tackles Salah, like double feet studs up slide tackles Salah. The referee goes and he says not a foul, and the people in VAR don't deem it a clear and obvious error. They're not going to look at it,
Yeah.
and I think that's really strange. I feel like VAR should look at most things, really, even
Yeah, I feel
because
like
like
VAR looks at everything.
they don't.
Yeah.
Some things don't go to VAR. I think it's only in EPL that they don't look at everything because it has it in the rule book that has to be clear and obvious.
Uh,
And if it's not, they're not going to look at it. That's why there's some decisions that you're like, why didn't this go to VAR? But
mhm.
because of that rule, it's not clear and obvious, so it probably didn't go to VAR.
I feel
I
like
think
everything should get
that's
looked at.
yeah. I feel like everything should get looked
Yeah.
at, even though the referee made the right call, it should get looked at because they're there to advise the referee, you know.
Yeah.
And the people in the VAR are shit, anyways.
I feel like they got to do something, like increase the number of people in VR room because it's only like 3 people, right? Like the Hawkeye operator and there's like another operator and there's only a couple people, but yeah, I feel like it should be consistently looked at constantly,
Yeah.
everything. Like recently, the Saka and Konsa foul. Remember that one?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know. It's
I think that was a clear red card right there. I feel like
Yeah, it's
that
it's
was
different.
a
It's different rules for Arsenal, man. You should have known this. It's
it's
different
different
rules,
rules
man.
for Arsenal and different rules for different refs. But
Because
man, yeah,
because like you said, that's a red card. He's a is Konsa as fast as Saka? No. If he has a return Konsa and he has a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, goal scoring opportunity. According to the rules, no matter how
yeah,
far out he is, he was the last man, and Saka had goal scoring opportunity, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and it's taken out. Red card, simple. They give him a yellow. We slide with it. The same concept that's on a yellow makes a hard challenger on Lacazette, and he doesn't even get a whiff. The ref is just like, yeah, whatever. And it's like these are fine decisions. I don't know if you saw it, but the one where Emi Martinez is pulling Lacazette's jersey
Mhm.
down into the box,
Yeah.
never went to VAR, didn't even go to VAR, didn't
Mm.
even go to VAR. This man, I don't know if you can look it up. This man literally pulls Lacazette down he pulls him by his jersey till he reaches the ground. And guess who they gave the foul to? They gave the foul to the goalkeeper. And this is we hate to blame like things, but these are the fine margins. Like if we get a penalty there, we score it. It's 1-1. It kind of changes the game, you know. On
Yeah,
the
but
on the day,
was it a clear goal opportunity for Lacazette? You think? If
I don't think it wasn't. It's not even about the goal scoring opportunity. It's about that he fouled him in the box. You know,
yeah,
he
yeah,
fouled it. So a foul in the box is a penalty by the rules, and he
bro.
fouled
The
him in
thing
the
is that
box.
the goalie ones, they don't really look at it more carefully. I feel like goalies get away with a lot of things, a lot more things.
Yeah, I feel like okay. This is what are your thoughts on the protection the goalies get? I want your thoughts on that, and I'll give my thoughts on that. But what do you think? I feel like goalies get a lot of protection by the ref. You even blow on a goalie, it's a foul against you. Well, what are your thoughts?
Goalies definitely get a lot of protection. I feel like because we're not used to seeing goalies doing foul, like and then but in the penalty box when goalies do a lot of little things like what just happened with Martinez and Lacazette, like they will get away with that easily, unless they have like unless it's like really clear, like let's say someone's in the penalty box and then they um like tackled, right? I mean, like, do you remember the Leno one? Like he jumped and then he used his hand by accident.
Yeah,
Come on, man. I think that would have been. I think that should be a yellow. Come on. It wasn't even close to being a goal. It was going the opposite direction. And
that's what I said, and I was like, Traore is fast, but he's not that fast, really. If you think about it. he
yeah,
he he's rapid, but he's absolutely not that fast because Leno comes a long way from his goal line. If you think about it, he
right. And
comes
then
way
it's
out.
the thing is that his intention was not to block the goal from going into the goal. It was just accident by from clearing the goal, which is not a stopping a clear goal opportunity, and it's like pretty far off the sideline. It's not even in the box. So I'm like, okay, how is that a red card? But
I feel like
yeah, to my point, yes, clear things like that. They will make the judgments, but
yeah,
little things inside the box, goalies will get away with a lot of things. A lot of
yeah,
things. They'll just get a warning, dude. That's all they get.
yeah. I feel like it's bullshit that goalkeepers get that much protection, and I think this way because they can use their hand and their feet. So what protection do you need, really? Why are you being protected so much? I just think it's annoying that. And you see those ones where it's like a player gives the goalie probably a little bump and the ball falls and the goalie like makes a scene of it because he doesn't know what to do. And somebody scores and they're like, well, it's a foul on the goalie. And you're like, bro, he can use his hands. Like he can literally use his hands. Why are you protecting these men so much? And it's just kind of annoying because I'm like, they shouldn't get this much protection, really. Because
Yeah,
like I think
bro.
they need to get these refs something. They need to do something to them because I don't know what to say, man. It's getting really boring now, and people are frustrated. Like you said earlier, the players are frustrated. This is happening week in, week out now. These decisions, and I don't think we can sustain this anymore. The FA needs to take responsibility. I personally think that if a referee makes a bad decision and it affects the game, let's say it's a bad penalty call, a red card that's not a red card, or some horrible decision, a referee should be fined by the FA or given like a one match ban that he doesn't ref a game for like a certain number of games. And then maybe they'll start thinking and making better decisions because even common sense decisions, they don't make it, you know?
Yeah.
And when an example of a common sense decision is like, it's a hard game. Let's say North London Derby, you know, Arsenal, Tottenham, you know, tempers are high. Everything's going to be fast paced. First minute of the game, somebody makes like a foul. It's not that harmful, you know, just like one of those fouls that you're like, okay, you know, it's a derby, you know, it's early on. It's like the second minute, and the ref gives a yellow card, and you're like, come on, man, like stuff like that, you know, because now that player has to play 88 minutes on a yellow card, and he can't make, you know, those silly fouls. But this is a really intense game where you have to fight, you know, and it's like that's just common sense, man. Let him slide with that. And I don't know what they can do to these refs. Do we replace them? Do we train them better? Because something needs to be done.
Yeah, I think that's a good way, like you said, if there's a fine, like relative, like because players get fined in their
Yeah,
circumstances and they're more cautious next time, but refs don't really get fined, and it's just that after a week of bad decision, people's minds just reset and we just move on. Things have been like that, but it's just that it's been piling up so much, right? All these decisions and VAR. Like VAR is supposed to help referees, but I feel like there's more talking now after VAR is implemented, which is crazy. Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like VAR is supposed to help us, but it's working against us. Almost feels like. But yeah, I don't know, man. And the one thing I also noticed is that referee John Moss. Do you know John Moss?
bro, I hate John Moss, bro.
Bro,
he's
bro,
he's literally the worst referee. I hate him. But
bro. Like
that
he's
the
literally in the middle of the passes always. He's getting
bro,
pick and roll, dude, for other players.
I can't stand John Moss. I think Mike Dean is probably getting worse than him now, but I 100% cannot stand John Moss, man.
Can't
Every
stand John
time I
Moss,
see,
dude. I can't stand
bro,
him, dude.
every time I look at like who's refing again, I'm like John Moss. I'm like, oh fuck. he's so he's so bad. He's so
Yeah.
inconsistent, and you know one thing that's annoying.
What?
If VAR was shit, you know, we know it's shit. But if it was consistent, I think there wouldn't be this much outcry, you know. But it's shit and it's so inconsistent, and you're like, come on, pick a struggle, man.
Yeah. How can we improve though, leaders? What do you think? What are some ways you think we can improve? Like in terms of just
Uh,
VAR and those drawing lines.
uh, I think they should get for VAR. I think they should get some ex players in there that have some
Ex players?
expertise. Ex
Mm,
players. I think from different positions, you know, so you can have that kind of balance. You know, with the referee inside the VAR, probably have a defender or a striker or a defender and a midfielder to kind of understand the game a little
yeah.
more, give them some more advice. Because I don't think these refs do they know fuck all about the game really. They just run around and be like, I think that's a foul. Okay, let's give him a foul. And these ex players they've been in it. They they know different conditions because they've played in derbies, they've played in high intensity games, they've played in dead games too, where it's like really boring. So they know the vibes. They know the vibes, so they can offer their best advice. You know,
Mm.
like imagine if Roy Keane is in a VAR room and somebody makes a horrible challenge, and the ref is like, "That's a red card, right?" Roy Keane is like, "Nah, never, not even a yellow."
And they're just gonna argue on for like 30 minutes and the game's gonna just postpone for like next week.
Nah. But with the lines, I think I saw this online though. I think this person has a good point. If you're trying to decide an offside, I think it might work most of the times, but it won't work most of sometimes also. They said if you can't decide if it's an offside between 10 to 15 seconds, give the goal. I kind of agree with that because once you start drawing those lines, if we get a little nerdy here, you have to consider a lot of things. You have to consider the orientation. You have to consider that the plane, the space that you're in, because the way we see it on TV, it's such a weird plane that it seems like the lines are not even drawn straight. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
you kind of have to level the plane and probably draw it on three-dimensional axes and get all technical with the map stuff. And it's like if you can't
Yeah, we
decide
need some
within
fucking mathematicians in there too. We need some PhD level folks in there drawing, and then calculating those lines, you know.
yeah, man.
We
Yeah,
need a lot
like
of stuff in there. Yeah.
yeah. Like if they can't decide within 10 to 15 seconds, I think gives the advantage to the attacker, right?
Yeah.
I think that just works really. Because if you start drawing those lines and you have to start bringing out like rulers and trying to, all right, he's like 0.0005 of a millimeter off. And nah, that's dead. And it's really killing the game, man. Like you said earlier, I think I kind of missed it, but you said earlier is that you can't even celebrate, man. You score a
Mm,
goal and you have to wait like 5 minutes to celebrate,
I
and
know.
that's dead. That's dead, man.
It's like you celebrate and then you like look on the right and then it's like the players look in their eyes, they're like, oh shit, it's VAR again. And then it's like, oh man, no goal. So anticlimactic. But I like that,
Uh,
dude. I like that idea of having ex players in there. It looks like that's what they're missing. They're just giving these people to make the decision based on just the lines, right?
yeah.
And just those ruler lines. So yeah, like I feel like a lot of goals, like you said, like if you can't decide in 10 seconds, that's probably a goal, dude. Because probably by it's probably like by a toenail. It's just
Mhm.
barely missed it. So yeah, dude, I feel like those goals should be given. It's just too much, too much for the players. What if that could be a player's career where they can turn it around? Because a player's career can actually turn around with the goal too. But let's say VAR just ruins it. That's not good, man.
It's good. It's confidence, man. Like imagine you haven't scored, you're a striker, you haven't scored in 10 games. You get your goal and you're like, damn, my confidence is back. And you're like, offside.
I know, dude.
It's just so hard. It's so shitty, man. It's dead. It's so dead. But let us know in the comments below. This was our part two on, you know, them dead man, them way there. K.E. Hopkins, refs, the vibes. But let us know
Shout
in
out
the comments
to
below.
shout out to our man expressions oozing.
We were easy sauce. Yeah.
The comment was like, it's like always losing.
Shout out to Expressions. He has some good content, which we trying to make it like him one day. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share it. Facebook,
Yeah,
Snapchat, Instagram, Tinder, your
grinder.
doctor, when you're setting up your doctor's appointment online, plug it in there, put
Yeah,
it on your car.
stream it everywhere on the Wall Street, on there, New
Yeah, put it
York,
on
near Times Square.
subreddits. You know, them way there. So thank you for the love you guys been showing. And any closing remarks, Jim?
No, that's it. I think expressions oozing is sleeping right now. He said that he's not gonna watch this game, and there's no way he said he's gonna wake up and watch that game. But good for him. Good for him. And I'm still not impressed by my team's performance. This is not the winning squad right here. Like I, I mean, like winning performance. We got the squad, but we need more players. That's for sure too. But we're not gonna get it. We're not gonna go to Champions League or Europa, dude. Like with this, like we only reason why we won today was like we're not getting the pressure from that top level team. We had so much space, and yeah, man, like once like Man City, like teams like that pushes in, like we saw what happened with Chelsea, we're gonna be clueless. But yeah, that's just my rant. Yeah, Idris, what about you, man?
Nah, I'm done out here with the season, man. I want Man City to win it, so hope they win it because if any other team wins it, I think I'll be okay with Liverpool. But if Man U win it, that's dead. We won't hear shit for like 3 years. So nothing much for me. I'm done watching these men for the season. Get the team. We've lost more games than we've won, so then we're there. So that's it. And thank you guys for listening to another episode. Peace.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Peace out.
Enchanté.